All right, we are officially live. I am Todd Bookspan, the founder of WinByNoon, and I'm super stoked to have all you here. We have a lot of you on for uh, creating client engagement with Homebot. And I did this seminar, gosh, probably 5 times last year. And the first 4 times I did it all on my own, and I created a great PowerPoint presentation. We talked through scripting, and I got really smart on the 5th try, and I invited this guy. At least he's over to this side to me. I don't know if he's which side he's on your computers, but none other than Grant Horvath, chief cool guy, make people kick ass at Homebot. What's your title over there these days?
I like to call myself your Homebot Pro, but I am an account executive at Homebot now.
That is perfect. He's your Homebot Pro, and I think you guys all know. I mean, the reason that I do this is because I think Homebot is a great product. Whether you're a real estate agent or you're a loan officer, I think it's just such a great opportunity because we know it works, right? My team has used it now for a couple of years, and just this week, someone hit a button and created a listing lead for a realtor partner. And so I don't want to steal the thunder. What I'm going to do is hand it over to Grant. He's going to run through stuff. And then as he goes through stuff, I'm going to be just commenting and giving my 2 cents on scripting and sort of what I see from talking to a lot of you out in the field and how my team uses it. And then, of course, if you aren't using Homebot and you want to get it, I'll throw the code in here. You just go to Homebot.ai for artificial intelligence /winByNoon. And then you'll see there that there's a code for you if you're a loan officer to save the $200 startup fee. And if you are a real estate agent, you save the $50 startup fee. Or if you're a loan officer and you're inviting a real estate agent, they can use it to waive the $50 fee. Is that all correct there, Grant?
Nope, you nailed it, Todd.
I'm getting so good at this. So if you guys are all seeing there, the chat is open. A bunch of you are making chats in there. And Grant just sent the code, but he only sent it to me. So let me resend it to all of you guys.
Dang
it.
it.
Here's where you go to get the codes there. So just remember, add winByNoon on the end there if you want a discount on Homebot. All right, Mr. Grant, let's get rocking and rolling.
All right, let's get this party started, Todd. So for those of you that are on the webinar right now that are using Homebot, that have heard of Homebot, there's going to be a lot of really good best practices here. Like Todd said, we're going to go through a lot of scripting. We'll even get some good incorporation too, and how you can do these strategies in your winByNoon strategy as well. And we're really going to focus on purchase business on the loan officer side and generating more listings with Homebot on the real estate agent side. This is huge going into 2021, and Todd and I want to equip you with everything you need to kill it with Homebot going into it. So what y'all are looking at, this is Homebot's bread and butter. This is the Homebot Digest. How our system works is you sign up using Todd's winByNoon link. You send us over a list of your clients, whether it's homeowners or buyers, and they start receiving this thing like clockwork every single month automatically. And Todd, just tapping you on the shoulder, would you say people are pretty engaged with this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you think about it, right, if you're a realtor and your clients are going to Zillow, I shouldn't say that word. They're going to that website that rhymes with pillow and starts with Z, or any website where they're looking at value, they're viewing that as the value expert. And what I love about this is when you're sending this to your clients, you are becoming the expert for their home ownership experience. They're still going to go to those websites, don't get me wrong, but it gives you a conversation to have with them. The number one question that I get when I teach this to realtors and loan officers is, hey, is that value accurate? And I say, gosh, I hope not, right? Because what I want them to do is click a button in here, that tune value button. And I want them to, because when they do that, it's going to notify you if you're a loan officer and it's your client, or if it's a shared loan officer and real estate agent client, it's going to notify both of you. And I want them to do that. I want them to create engagement. So I'm hoping the client doesn't think it's accurate. Now, of course, a best practice is to pick up the phone and call a client when you're going to put them into Homebot and say, hey, I got this really great thing I'm going to send you. It's going to be called the Home Digest. It's going to give you your home value and so much more every month. Let me know what you think. And then it gives you another reason to call them after they have it to say, hey, I wanted to make sure you got it. Grant's going to show you, what did you call it? The creation, and I don't know, you had some really cool word for their dashboard.
Going to show you the activity feed.
The activity feed, but you had a better name for it, like the moneymaker or something.
Oh, yep. So the activity feed in Homebot, it is going to be what turns your database into a data bank.
There you go. I like that. I like that. So if you think about it, it's going to give you a reason to call them. And when we go there, you'll see it. If they haven't looked at it, then guess what? You call them and say, hey, I noticed you haven't looked at it. Maybe it's in your spam. If they have looked at it, then you say, what did you think of your value? And hopefully in the meantime, they click the button on their own. So that whole want an expert opinion, right? That's really to me is the heart and soul of it, because that's going to create the conversation. And so what happened with our team this week is someone had clicked this and it came to them. And then team member called the client, and the client was looking to move to Texas from Arizona. So guess what? That was a listing lead that went back to the agent, who ironically is not using Homebot, but they're still an agent that the team works with. And so they were able to get them going. And now, of course, the agent's like, I'm in. I'm all ready for Homebot. They weren't sold on it before, but now they are.
You nailed it there, Todd. And for everyone on the call too as well, Todd just keyed us right into our first best practice on Homebot. For this piece right here, what happens when someone clicks that blue button, like Todd said, is you immediately get notified. You get a text message and an email that says you got a CMA request from your client. Todd touched on best practice. Give that person a call, figure out what's going on. If you're a loan officer on Homebot, pass it immediately to the real estate agent you did the deal with, or an agent you want to do more business with. If you're a real estate agent, pick up the phone and go after it. This is what makes Homebot a listing machine. And this is what helps generate more leads for you that ultimately will convert into that purchase loan in the future, or that listing for you on the real estate agent side. But what Todd and I just got after there, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Homebot is the ultimate hand raiser. Every single aspect of this thing is all about delivering good content to start good conversations. That's all we want to get after, because like Todd said, if you have enough good conversations with someone, that's eventually going to lead to something. So Homebot's going to show your homeowner how they can leverage their equity. It's going to show them how they could save money potentially by refinancing or using that equity, or maybe creating an emergency fund. But Todd and I wanted to take a specific second to talk about something a little new that we released about 6 months ago. So Todd, I'm going to let you kick this one off to get started. But we're doing a little something with Mortgage Coach now, right?
Yeah, and you guys all know, right? I don't own any part of Mortgage Coach. I just do so much with Dave Savage, the CEO, and I think it's just such a great product. And in fact, you guys real quick, go in the chat and let us know if you're a loan officer, a real estate agent, or something else. That would be great for us to know. I know we've got both on here, and we're going to keep talking to both of you. This is just good for you to know, if you're a realtor, that this is what the system's going to kick out to look at your you'll see what your clients are going to get when they're working with the loan officers connected to you. And if you are a loan officer, who's using that Mortgage Coach integration, this is just a sweet way, the easy button to get there.
Oh yeah, and Todd, you nailed it too. So for everyone on the call that is a Mortgage Coach user, that is using Homebot, or is a Homebot user that might be thinking about using Mortgage Coach, when you have the Homebot Lender Pro subscription, you can actually integrate Mortgage Coach with your Homebot. So if one of your homeowners does happen to have a question about refinancing, they can actually set up what's called a total cost analysis directly through Homebot. So for example, if they want to see what they can do with a 15-year, they can actually click that button, get my rate, click the get detailed breakdown button. And once they click this right here, you get notified by text and by email that your client has created a total cost analysis. This is going to immediately update your Mortgage Coach account. You will be able to go right into it, and you'll be able to see that detailed breakdown of the client's current loan versus the 15-year they might be looking at. Now we're pulling all the rates from Homebot. That is the Freddie Mac national average with a 1/4 of a point added on to it to make it conservative. But what's important here is, number one, we're providing that extra layer that gives your client what they need to better understand their situation. And we're saving you a lot of time. Homebot created most of the crux of that total cost analysis for you. So all you need to do is go into Mortgage Coach, customize it a little bit further, throw a video in there if you want to, pass that right along to your homeowner, and you've got a great conversation. Pro level tip, you can actually go into Homebot as well as a loan officer. And if you have Mortgage Coach, you can proactively send a TCA as well. So if you have someone that you just say got started on Homebot, or if you have a homeowner that you talk to at an open house with a real estate agent, once you put them in there, you can actually just go into their account and you can click the Create Mortgage Coach TCA. You can save yourself some time and you can provide that extra bit of value for your client as well. So Todd, how important do you think it is to add that extra little bit and be proactive when it comes to this?
Well, I think it's huge. And I think that, think about this, right? If you haven't kept tabs on all of your clients who their loans over time, right? Some of us get out of that habit. Or if it's someone who you just adopted along the way, if you remember can you go back to the digest piece for a second where we can kind of see where their mortgage is floating off to the left?
Yes, sir.
So one of the things that you can do is it's pulling, public records. And so over to the left there, it shows their current mortgage. So you could see that this person has a 4.5% mortgage from Round Point. So you can proactively create it, throw a video on there and let the client know, hey, Grant, I know we haven't talked in a while. Hey, I was reviewing your loan. It looks like since your current rate's 4.5%, we can save you X dollars and you can shoot it out. So it's an easy way for you loan officers to mine for refinances. And it's also a great way for you realtors to bug your loan officers to help you, again, circle in your client. Because if you're a real estate agent and you're talking to your client about refinancing, that's adding value. However, if you talk about refinancing and they call, some crazy online mortgage lender who's booked up and doesn't have great advice or won't put together something like a total cost analysis, you're doing them a disservice. You obviously want to make sure you connect them back to your loan officer that you're working with in Homebot, who's going to take great care of them, even if they're not a mortgage coach user.
That's on the money, Todd. And we have some good questions that just popped in too.
Yeah, we got a couple of them. So I'll let you answer that one. I think I know the answer, but I'll let you give Larry the correct answer in case mine's wrong.
Yeah, that sounds like a game plan. So we have two different questions. Number one, Larry, how are you getting the interest rate? Really cool and helpful. Awesome. So we are getting the interest rate from public record. But sometimes in all this loan information, public record may not have a few things. So if we do not find the interest rate in public record, we will actually estimate the interest rate. We estimate it based off the Freddie Mac national average at the date that this person closed. So it will be darn close, but it's very good to note. When a homeowner first receives their Homebot Digest, they actually have a little pop-up that shows them, hey, does this look correct? Did you realize you could edit this? So your homeowner can actually go in, they can edit their loan details, or if they're paying more towards principal, they can update their balance as well. So the whole idea of this is Homebot's sticky by itself. We have over a 40% engagement rate on average, which is huge for an email. But the more someone customizes this, the more they go into this, the stickier it gets, which is what we're really getting after here. All right. Can you show us again?
40% is huge of engagement. For our team, it's over 60% on average. And I think it's higher because we've done a pretty good job at calling people. We haven't done a great job. There's still people who have never opened it, which means someone needs to pick up the phone and call them. But the way that you make it most valuable is by actually being proactive in reaching out. And you real estate agents are great at this. You call your database at least 4 times a year. Loan officers, not so much. And so I would encourage you to be more like a real estate agent, especially as your refinances have wound down here at the end of 2020. And you're really looking at how am I going to supercharge 2021? Well, if you haven't refired up your purchase engine, which Grant's going to talk about how you can use Homebot to do that, you can at least maybe refinance, pull out a few more refinances to do in the first quarter while you're doing that. But don't ignore your realtors.
Nope, you're on the money there too. And by the way, everyone on the call, in the next 2 minutes, we're also going to get into part 2 of how Homebot is going to help you connect with your real estate agents more, as well as generate more purchase business. The last question that we're getting is, can we amend rate to actual rate versus Homebot rate in Homebot specifically? So in terms of that, let's peel back a few layers here. So number one, this is all just public record information, extremely easy to amend. We just went through it. In order to get there, you just need to go to clients right here. You would go to homeowners, which is the tab that pops up just below, and you'd search the client that you're looking for. So for example here, I'm gonna go to my sample account, Billy Rattoni. You click on that name, and all you need to do is click Preview Digest. that is how you can go in to amend the specific interest rate. So that's part one. Part two is, what about the rates that are actually in the refinance section? These are the rates that are the Freddie Mac national average. We put a quarter of a point on top of it to make it more conservative. These rates are actually ones that you can't amend. So these stay within Homebot. But what's good to note is we have over 4.5 million homeowners receiving this digest every single month. Very few have any issues with the interest rate. They recognize it's just estimated, and they can easily reach out to you. And that's where that TCA piece comes in handy as well. Now, once that TCA is created, you can 100% go into your mortgage coach contacts. You will see a Homebot tag. You can easily amend all the rates in there before you send it out to your client. So it's a little bit of a long-winded answer. I think we got every point knocked out there. I think we're all good on this end as well.
Yeah, someone's asking about that. A realtor said, "Hey, we have a program that's similar. Why should they use mine?" Let me give my answer real quick, Grant, and then let me sharpen it. See what else you would add. I don't know I've never seen a realtor with a program that's similar that's as good. And so my thing would be like, "Oh, awesome. Tell me about it." I'd ask them questions. "Hey, can you sign me up so I can see it? Hey, let me sign you up for mine so you can see that." And then I think I would get theirs and I would put it next to Homebot and then just do the comparison. And I would, again, be upfront. I'd be pushing them, how much engagement are you getting? How much are you opening? I can't imagine that theirs has this much engagement and that it has as many features in here. And so I think I would encourage them that this is just one more upgrade that they could make to their repertoire. Have you seen anything from anyone else, Grant, that's good, or would you say something different?
Todd, you absolutely nailed it there. So let's actually bring in a good script on this one too, guys. So for all the loan officers on the call, if you have a real estate agent that you think might be interested, or someone that says, "Hey, I'm using KW Connect, for example," or "Hey, I'm using Follow Up Boss," or a bunch of other different tools they think may be similar, Todd hit the nail on the head here. All you need to do is either pick up the phone, shoot them an email, shoot them a text, say, "Don't worry, I've got this new system, Homebot," or "Hey, totally understand. Let's actually check this thing out. Do you mind if I get your property address and email and send one over to you?" So what typically happens then is, number one, you are going to be engaging with that real estate agent every month automatically now because they're receiving Homebot. Part two is, we're going to show you in the activity feed, if your real estate agents are receiving Homebot from you for their home, you can actually pinpoint them in the activity feed. And when they're checking it out, you can give them a phone call about it. But the bottom line here is that one of the best ways to get agents involved in this thing is to just simply pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm trying out this new service, Homebot. Love to get your opinion on it. It shows you your value, equity, how you can build wealth. Do you mind if I just send you one for your property?" And that consistently works and shows that differentiated value between Homebot and those other products that may be used as well. So that's kind of our pro level scripting on that. The next piece we want to go into, guys, is we want to talk about this piece right here. By and far, one of our more newer best practices, but arguably the most important when it comes to developing more purchase business, as well as securing more listings and more buyers. So what Todd and I really wanted to jump in big time on this presentation is we wanted to talk about the buyer side of Homebot. Refis are good right now. Refis might not always be good. So this piece right here is going to be your bread and butter. There's more equity tied up in homes than ever right now. Homebot is showing your clients how they can actually unlock that equity. But more importantly, if someone does want to trade up or buy an investment property, when they go into their Homebot digest, your homeowners can now set up their own buyer's experience. What that means for you is you immediately get notified that your client's exploring markets. Your client is put into a new Homebot experience that shows them when and where they should be thinking about buying. And this completes the life cycle. If you want to create a client for life type of experience, you want to live with that person throughout the, Todd, what is it, like an average of 5 to 7 transactions someone has over their lifetime?
That's the rumor. I mean, that's what it is. And even if it's only half of that, right, you're good to go. Even if you're one of those people like, "Oh, I'm close to retirement." Well, you still got 1 or 2 more in you. But yeah, 5 to 7 is is the number that I hear over and over again. In fact, I was talking to a real estate agent this morning, and she used that 5 to 7 transaction quote to me. So I think it's pro level. I'm going to use your pro level word. I'm digging that you're making this pro level for all of our viewers.
Yeah, man. No, that's it's a coverall word for me. You're Homebot Pro. I'm going pro. All right. So speaking of that level of tactic here, we're in a new part of the system, especially for a lot of people on this call. There is still a lot of ground to be made on the buyer side of Homebot. So we showed you part one. Your homeowners can actually create this by themselves. So for those of you on the call that are currently using Homebot, we can bet you that if you look on your buyers tab, you will actually see people are in there because they have set up their own experience. What's powerful about this thing though, is not just what it does for your past clients, but also this is a great system to put your leads in. So I can't use the Z word, so I'll say pillow with a Z also. But if you're picking up leads from that specific platform, or if you're a real estate agent is passing you leads, or if you're a real estate agent and you're using any one of those many systems, or even if you're just getting a farming list from your title agent, put those leads into Homebot. Send us your list of buyers. Every single month they'll receive this thing. And what we like to say is this ain't your typical listing search. So let's say we've got a ladder. Every single one of your leads is at the bottom of that ladder. There's no issue in getting leads, but it's tough to figure out which ones are the hottest, or it's tough to figure out which ones to put your time and effort into. So what we're saying is take all those leads, put them into Homebot, let Homebot engage those leads every single month for you. And what's going to spit out at the top of the ladder is someone that wants to get pre-approved, someone that wants to get set up on a custom listing search. And now you're just turning and burning all of those hotter leads, and you're going to have a higher rate of converting those leads as well. So Todd, specifically when it comes to really getting your time right, how much time do you think people should be spending prospecting, especially with new leads coming through the pipe? Looks like you're muted too.
The dog was barking. The crazy puppy. That's the beauty of working from home this week. I think that the average LO typically should be spending 2 hours a day, in most cases, proactively prospecting real estate agents and clients. I think that the average person spends less than 15 minutes proactively prospecting a day. What's your number for that?
I usually just like to say an hour at least, but that's only because I think that's how much I do on a daily basis too. But I just love talking to people. But I'm totally with you on that end. Like the prospecting side of things, you should allocate at least a little bit of your day to it. It's incredibly important. That's how you're going to build a lot more of that purchase and that listing business as well. And I really want to use this as a segue, Todd, to actually talk about the ultimate prospecting tool in Homebot. So everyone on the call, we've talked about Homebot for buyers. We've talked about Homebot for homeowners. This is all set it and forget it. If you're the busiest loan officer real estate agent on the planet, this sends out every single month automatically like clockwork. But what if you want to go on offense? What if you want to be proactive? This is arguably our number one top producer tactic for getting more transactional value from Homebot. And it is the activity feed. Todd, I know you're an activity feed master. I'm going to have you talk a little bit about this thing and how impactful it is.
Yeah, it's just such a no-brainer, right? What you're looking at is who has actually been on the website. So this is the thing that sold me on it. And I first heard about it when you guys were beta testing it in Colorado. I had some Colorado coaching clients at the time who were using it and having great results. And this was the thing that sold me on it, is that you put your people in there and you're going to see who actually views their home, right? They actually click on the link and actually have the website pop up and look at their home digest. And, as Grant said, this is the money. These are the people that are doing something, and it's just such an easy call. Hey, Chris Garcia, I noticed that you looked at your home. Did you have any questions? What did you think of the value? And then it gives you a reason to look at their interest rate in there and say, gosh, you're at 4.5%. Maybe we should do a refinance. It's just giving you the opportunity of seeing who is doing what, and they've increased the number of things that you can learn about what's going on. Like Barry looked at the home and looked at the home's market, right? So that's giving you a little bit of insight. And even if the client's not doing anything, again, you might have done their loan or sold them their home 2 or 3 years ago. It gives you a reason to reconnect, right? Hey, Barry, I saw that you were looking at that. Did you have any questions I can answer? Hey, what are you thinking about the market? Right? Everyone's got their own opinion on what's going to happen, next year with housing. And, you can just listen to their opinion and you can give your 2 cents. You're all educated, whether you're a real estate agent or a loan officer, you know what's going on. And so these are the people that are the top of your prospect list. And then you can still go through, like we talked about earlier, and look at individual clients who aren't on here to touch base with them, to find out why they're not looking at it. Again, maybe they have a different email address. Maybe it's going into spam. And so you're just using this as an excuse to call, because when you don't have a reason to call, you feel like, oh, I'm calling them just because they want to refinance, or just calling to see if they have a referral. This is for you to add value to them.
You nailed it on that end, Todd, too. And this is the other side of the story of where I got my 60 minutes of prospecting. We've heard from quite a few top producers that this activity feed, they actually go through this thing an hour each morning and they just run down the list. You gave a few great scripts of what a lot of our top producers are using. And even if it's just an hour out of the week, this thing is powerful because Homebot is truly an addictive type of tool. As you guys can all see here, this is just my activity feed for people I meet on planes or I meet in Ubers, and there's not a single person that has not viewed their Homebot at least twice in the last month.
Well, look at that guy at the bottom, Mike Lean. He just updated his buyer profile, right? So if you're a realtor, that's someone who's going to buy a house, right? If you're a loan officer, that's someone who's going to buy a house. And they're telling you what you need to call them and ask about. Even if they're like, oh, I was just curious. Great. Hey, when you're ready, give me a call. I'd love to connect you with a great real estate agent. Hey, oh, great. When you're ready, I'd love to get you pre-qualified. Hey, great. You're the realtor. Hey, great. I'd love to help you when you're ready. It's just such an easy kind of no-brainer. If they're not ready now, you got a future person and you'll see them on there again next month.
Oh yeah. And this might be exhaustive. You guys are going to hear this a lot. Good content really does start good conversations. And you don't just get a look behind the silver curtain here. If you actually do click Chris's name, Homebot's going to give you the full picture. We're going to show you Chris's lifetime activity. We're going to show you exactly what that rate is, all the details there, if he has a buyer profile, when he's thinking about moving. And we are giving you all that collective firepower to really get after this thing. So a simple strategy is maybe an hour in the morning on Wednesday, go down this thing, see exactly who's engaging. Pro level tip, click this checkbox right here. If you click this box, you will see specifically everyone that has done something more than just viewing their Homebot. So if someone's viewed their home market, adjusted years in home they're thinking about staying there, buyer profile, home market, all of these are your hottest leads. And Homebot will also send you a weekly activity email now that shows you your top 10 users. So be sure to be on the lookout for that activity email, because that will make it even easier for you to have your calls for the day.
Yeah,
So
we noticed that a lot of those people on that top list were the people that were engaged with our team with refinances at the time. Couple of quick questions. Someone's asking if you can add more than 1,000 leads. You can, it just costs you more money, correct?
Yep, you nailed it, Todd. And also too, guys, for anyone that does have any more in-depth questions or wants to learn more about the program specifically on things like pricing, I'm putting in my email as well. And I made sure to include attendees this time.
There you go. And yeah, there is a fee for the realtor when you sign up a realtor if you're a loan officer. And there's a realtors, just so you know, and the loan officer partners with you, they truly are, because they're actually paying a fee to have you in there as well. It just depends on the number of people that you add in there.
You're spot on there as well, Todd. So going into the next piece here, guys, we've talked about the reactive side of Homebot. We've talked about the proactive side of Homebot. Let's just talk about a few more ways to dig into that data a little bit deeper. We know we got a lot of people using the system on right now. And for those of you that aren't using the system yet, this is going to be highly impactful as well. So number one, if you go to clients and you go to your homeowners tab, you can actually filter your entire client list in Homebot now. And Todd was talking about this a little bit earlier, but this is your low-hanging fruit. You can now click this rate button twice, and what you'll see is you've got a full list of every single person that has the highest interest rate in your Homebot right now. Now, the key thing here is you're going to see there's no box under this one, and there's an estimated box under this one. This is where Homebot comes in. And if that homeowner has not updated their interest rate, or if we just pulled this from public record and we had to estimate it from Freddie Mac, that's where estimated comes from. So this is a great opportunity to play detective and see what their actual interest rate is. Or like Todd said, just have that nice extra touch. Hey, want to make sure your Homebot's fully up to date. Let's get your interest rate updated. If they say, oh yeah, well, it's actually 4.5%, that's another good conversation because you've got another opportunity there as well. The next piece of the puzzle here is, we alluded to this a little bit earlier. Chances are everyone on this call that's on Homebot has buyers and they didn't even know it. So if you go to clients and you go to buyers, this is a treasure trove of information. But the most important thing to point out is your buyers can actually tell you the date they're thinking about moving. Todd, you're muted again, I think.
It's because I was typing, like I saw someone post on Facebook the other day that you're on mute is the key phrase of 2020. And I'm normally really good at it, but apparently not today. I felt so stupid when I first went in here, when you told me, and I went and saw that I had people that had told my team 2-3 months prior that they wanted to move, and we had not done it. I kind of like, the buyer thing, whatever, it's not that cool. But once I saw that and about half the people had picked their date that they were going to move, I was like, blinding flash of the obvious, we got to pay better attention.
And that's something we're working on too. So for everyone on the call, in the near future, we are going to have filters created for this as well. So you can easily sort through these dates, figure out who's the most engaged, but definitely be on the lookout for new buyers coming in. You will get an email notification, and it is big time. So with that being said, let's actually talk a little bit more about everyone on the call. Let's talk about your strategy to grow your presence in your community. Let's talk about how Homebot's going to help you do that. So Homebot does have lead generation features as well. And there's something new that we've added to the mix. So if you are on Homebot, you've got a little share page right here. And we actually give you 2 pages now that are your own personalized lead generation pages. You used to only have one on the homeowner side. Now you have a way to invite homeowners to your Homebot and buyers. So this is big. There are quite a few different ways to leverage these share pages. And number one's really simple. So for all my real estate agents on the call, this is a simple way to capture every single one that walks through the door of an open house. Easy, super easy to do. All you have is this page open on a tablet, have it open on your phone, or if it's a digital open house, just send up the link. And now anyone that walks through that door, you can sign up for Homebot. So if it's a looky-loo that says they're just a neighbor in the area, hey, well, I've got this free tool that's going to show you your value, equity, every way you can use your home to build wealth over time. Might have to get your property address. Boom. Add them. They start receiving Homebot from you. Oh, I'm thinking about potentially buying my first home. I'm renting here right now. Okay, well, here's this free tool that's going to show you what market is best for you. And when you are ready, we can easily get you pre-approved. Boom, another person in the system. You can post these on social media. So we have a lot of top producing loan officers that post these links on Facebook. They shoot a video of them going through their own Homebot digest saying, hey, I've got this awesome new tool. Click the link here to sign up. Todd, have you seen some success in this stuff too?
Our team hasn't done that, but I think I like the idea of doing the video and showing somebody going through your Homebot more so than this, because I've seen people post this and it's less likely someone's going to jump, but it's there. You might as well have it, put it on your website, put it wherever you can. But I think you all know the power of video. Anytime that you can actually show somebody why to sign up, they're infinitely more likely to sign up. And, it's a great Facebook story, Instagram story. There's so many places you can put it. And I know that if you put it out there with this below it, people would sign up. Absolutely.
You nailed it on that one, Todd, too. And we had another question coming as well, guys. That's a good one. So more of a comment, actually, but there's a few different ways that you can invite real estate agents when you are on our Lender Pro platform. So Yes, if you do invite real estate agents to the $25 a month for them version, it can add up because you also have to pay $25 a month for each agent. But 3 months ago, we actually added another way to invite real estate agents as a lender. So if you're a lender on Homebot or our Lender Pro program, you can invite agents for $25 a month each, or you can now invite agents to a free trial. So for all the lenders on Lender Pro, you can actually invite agents to a free trial version of Homebot that has no time limit, and you get up to 25 clients that real estate agent can upload to check it out. So there is a free version to offer to agents as well. So if anyone out there has desk rentals, or if they have a roster from their favorite brokerage, or if they're trying to get their foot in the door of a specific top producing branch, it's a great way to get involved. Hey, I've got this free tool you can check out, upload your 25 VIPs, tell me what you think. So there is a free trial version of Homebot for real estate agents as well. Todd, do you see that as being pretty impactful or a good opportunity there?
I think it's a great opportunity because again, then you're not selling them on something, you're giving them a gift and they can try it with 25 agents or 25 clients. And again, think about that. If you could convince the realtor to dial with you to their 25 clients, they'll have 25 clients engaging with Homebot right away. They're going to see the value of it.
Yep. An excellent question too coming along from Larry. So what happens after they go over 25 clients? So the real estate agent will get notified that they will need to upgrade to the Real Estate Agent Pro plan, which is that $25 a month one. So they will have the option to either delete a few clients or choose to upgrade. So that would be the case then where they would bump up to that next plan, and then you would be charged as well as the loan officer. So it is important still. You want to send this to agents you want to do more business with. But what happens is once someone goes over 25 clients, that's kind of the magic number in Homebot. So if you have over 25 clients in your Homebot system, that's really where you start to see that transactional value and you start to get ROI from those historical figures that we have as well.
So, but think about this for a second, right? You guys all have to get your hat on who are concerned from a cost perspective. And, I always believe you don't want to be spending money willy-nilly, but if you're a real estate agent, and even if you increase your number of people in there and you go up to $50, right? That's $600 a year. They sell a $300,000 house at 3% commission, that's $9,000. So, when you think about the expense of that over that time, it like pays for itself. Someone probably has a calculator out. I mean, it's like 20 years. You do one transaction as a result and you paid for it for 20 years. And same thing as you loan officers, if you can get the, one referral through it, or pick out one refinance because you spent some time, responding when the person inquired about it, you're going to come out just fine financially. It's just not that big of a expense unless you're not using it. Again, it's like any other expense you have that you don't use, you don't need it. But if it's an expense you have and it's going to make a profit, it'll pay for itself over and over and over again for years to come, but just doing one or two transactions up front.
Yeah, on the money there, Todd. And for everyone that is concerned as well or is not on our system yet, there is a really good way to go about it. So if you sign up for our Lender Pro plan, for example, it's $200 a month. So for that $200 a month, you get your own clients that you can upload as well too. So what we always like to say is, hey, before you start sending out teasers to real estate agents or before you start inviting agents to co-sponsor, it's a great opportunity to leverage this thing with your clients and really start building up your acumen with the Homebot system. So if you've got this going out every single month and you get 2 refinances or you get 1 purchase, it's probably paying for your Homebot for the next year or 2. So that kind of creates more bandwidth where you're like, all right, I've already paid the system off. Let me start inviting some agents. I know exactly what this is doing as well. This is going to help me pitch it more. And then Homebot has supplemental materials. We have a YouTube channel. You can actually send videos to real estate agents. We have collateral. We have a landing agent partners webinar that we just did that shows all of the scripting and everything that's available. So we give you everything you need to proactively pitch those real estate agents. And once that agent starts sending everything out to their clients as well, you're always top of mind because you're the one that helped provide that service that's actually helping the agent grow their business, which is what we're getting after here. What's up, Todd?
I was just thinking, well, so let's talk about some of those scripts, right? I mean, I think that's, or do you want to show other new features and we can kind of go scripting? I think the biggest thing is that, you guys are all so good, right? You're the best of the best who we have here, and so I feel like, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's not that hard to come up with a script when you're calling a client, whether you're a realtor or a lender. But let's sort of talk about that a little bit, because I feel like that's still where a lot of you are struggling. I think that you can go in the activity feed and you know who to call, but you're still scared to call them. And I'd love to talk about that so I can give you a little kick in the butt as we head into the new year.
Yeah. So, and Todd, great call too on the scripting. So for everyone on the call right now, this is a presentation we delivered to all of our loan officers a few months ago on how to get more agents involved with the Homebot system. But this particular script is also exceptional when you're making those calls to homeowners, or when you want to get someone interested or you want to get someone signed up on this. This is kind of that go-to. Hey, I've got this tool, Homebot. I'm sending it to all of my homeowners, helps them track their home and demonstrate how they can build wealth with their equity. Hold your opinion in high regard, especially if they've done a transaction with you before. Wondering if I could set up your personal property on Homebot. So there's a lot of good stuff to unwrap here. Number one, it's like Todd said, this is something that's free. This is palpable and this is customized. So because Homebot's actually customized to your client or that homeowner specific property, this is something that is going to hit right home. And this is what's going to position you as a wealth advisor. And that's really what we want in our communities too. We want people to know that you're their go-to person, you're their go-to gal or their go-to guy. And what Homebot's going to do here is that's just going to position you with customized insights on that person's home.
I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, that's, you may not, I probably wouldn't use the word I hold your opinion in high regard, but I would say like I value your opinion, right? I mean, but these are all starting points, right? I mean, the whole point of these kinds of scripts is for you to memorize their script, use it. You can put it up there on your computer while you're calling somebody, and then you customize it for you, and then you internalize it, right? That's the whole process of learning a script. And you just have to do it though. I mean, that's, me, I'm always going to tell you that it doesn't help to attend this if you don't actually take action, right? I know that most of you are here have the product. And so the whole goal is to get better. So think of other questions that you have while we've got Grant here, or other scripts that you'd like the two of us to sort of chat around. But this is, I think, a great example. What are some of the other new features in Homebot that people might not know about?
Todd, you actually took the words right out of my mouth there. I was just going to make that transition. So for everyone on the call, we do have new features out there. So the first one, and this actually plays very well to scripting, is if you are on Lender Pro or if you are on Real Estate Agent Pro, you have a little customize tab right here.
Ooh, fancy.
I know, right? And the big thing that we just released is called video email. So we've talked about this a little bit on the call. Homebot sends out once a month automatically to your buyers and homeowners. It is just once a month. We don't send out anything else. That's why we have less than a 1.5% unsubscribe rate. We deliver nothing but valuable content. But we want to give you more opportunity to leverage that. Like we were saying, a lot of people open Homebot every single month. It's a super high engagement rate. So we created video email. What video email is a simple way for you to engage your entire Homebot database. So if you are a BombBomb user, if you have a YouTube account, or if you have a PitchHub account, you can actually go shoot a video. You can choose your Homebot audience you want to send that video to. So for example, if you're talking about low rates or rates just got lower, you can actually pick all of your Homebot clients that are ripe for refi. If you want to send something to just your homeowners or your buyers, you can click Get Started, and you can actually copy and paste your video in here, and it will send to your entire group of homeowners. This is powerful. You're allowed to shoot up to one video a week and send this to your entire database within Homebot. What happens is they receive a separate email that says, Holly, I've left a new video message in your Homebot, or whatever their first name is. And now you get to keep them updated. So that video is the first thing that will appear in that email and a link for them to go into their Homebot digest. So if you want to send a video out to every single one of your ripe for refis, you can say, hey guys, just want to let you know that interest rates dropped again. Check out your Homebot here. You could be saving a lot of money, especially if you have a rate over 3.5 or 4%. And that video sends out to everyone that's a ripe for refi. Or buyers, maybe talking about how the conforming loan limit has changed or something along those lines. There's a bunch of different ways you can keep your community on Homebot engaged through video every single week now.
So here's two things I would say, right? One is a comment and one is an action plan. Number one is, you already heard Grant say, because it goes out once a month and it's valuable, the unsubscribe rate is so low. So don't send a video out every single week unless it's super valuable. I would just be cautious on how often you send it out. Just my thought there. Your action plan is super easy. If you have Homebot and you've got an account that allows as a pro account, real estate or lender, hey, it's me, Todd Bookspan. Happy holidays, right? Whatever that is, but like, you got a couple of days, get it done. Let's get that video sent out, because you may not have sent out. They may not look at your blast email that you sent out with the company, cheesy, picture of a reindeer, but they'll actually look at this because they've been opening your Homebot. So like, you're welcome.
Nope, that's on the money. Yeah, and what's great too about this is, it's like you were saying, Todd, like this is your own personal video. This is you. This is how you build your brand. This is how you build your awareness within your database. And if you're hitting with them with those consistent, important messages that are going in there, it's going to be really good stuff. And we have a good question that came in as well. Can you send individual emails to every Homebot user once a week, or is it just one video as a blanket email? So right now, it's just the one video as a blanket email. But there is a way that you can start sending more emails to individual users with video in Homebot. This only works, however, for the moment, if you have a BombBomb subscription as well. So if you are a BombBomb user and you are either a Lender Pro or a Real Estate Agent Pro user, you have a BombBomb integration. What that means for you, and let's actually do this full circle. Let's do a full little step-by-step of a top producer Homebot strategy. So let's say I'm a top producing loan officer. It's my first hour of the morning. It's Wednesday. That's why I look at my activity feed. I'm going through here. I'm figuring out which person is most likely to want to do something with their home. So I'm going to go with Chris Garcia. Boom, click Chris's name. Go into Chris's Homebot digest by clicking preview. What you'll see here is, because I have a BombBomb subscription and I'm on Homebot Pro, I've got a little record button. I can actually record a custom BombBomb video directly through Homebot, where I am actually going through and I'm showing Chris what he should be looking at. Hey Chris, Grant at 1EG Mortgage, want to just kind of give you a quick look at your Homebot. So you have a lot of equity in your home, or saw that you could potentially be saving a lot of money by switching to a 15-year. It's not going to be that much of a difference in terms of payment and how rates are. And these are all just sample scripts. And once you finish this video, it's going to send that individual Homebot user a new Homebot digest with your BombBomb video in that email as well, telling the homeowner exactly what they should be looking at. So that's kind of the individual video basis we have for users. I'm going to stop doubling myself up here, but we do have video functionality there as well.
We liked it, Grant. We liked it.
Oh yeah. So that's good stuff, guys. And that just kind of brings it full circle. Homebot can work in any aspect of your strategy, whether you are sending videos out first or you are making phone calls. And we even have one of our Fairway loan officers, actually, we were just on one of their calls and they said they actually needed to hire an inside salesperson specifically to work the activity feed because there was so much engagement going on. So just pay attention to the engagement. People are really getting after it there.
So one thing to think about if you don't have Homebot, or I'm sorry, if you don't have BombBomb, there's a couple of things to do. Number one is, remember, you can use YouTube, which you can get for free, a YouTube account, and you can have the video for all of your people come from there. If you don't have it, right, you do have one of these things, right? Whoops, sorry, my cell phone, right? I could actually take a video of me. I could show the video here. I could shine it on my screen and say, hey, Chris, it's Todd Bookspan. Hey, I was just checking it out. Man, I can't believe you're still at 4.5% and you haven't checked your Homebot Digest lately. Let's jump on and talk about your loan, and then shoot them a video text, right? Or, hey, Chris, just wishing you happy holidays, right? You can still use your phone as your way to do it without having it integrated in here, and send that via text or email as kind of your other hack to do it if you're thinking, I don't want to invest in another cost right now, because it's a cost.
Todd, you teed me up so well for the last part of this presentation too. So for everyone, I know you nailed it. So for
That's
everyone,
good. I didn't even know what was next, so that's good. I'm just trying.
no, and this is perfect,
guys. We just, we're just here to try to help you guys with a little bit of value.
Exactly. And the last part of that is what's coming down the pipe. What is there to be expected from Homebot in the next quarter or two that's really going to change the game? And it's on your Customize tab. If you're on Lender Pro or you're on Real Estate Agent Pro, what you have to look forward to in the next 2 quarters is we are doing text message. We are going to make the Homebot Digest available to your clients by text in the next few quarters as well. That's going to be big.
Yeah, I did notice that you guys haven't sent me early access to that yet. Hint.
We're still working on it, Todd. We're still working on it.
All right, you're just wetting the whistle, so to speak.
Exactly. So anyone that was, thinking, wait, why doesn't Homebot have text yet? We've got that going out. But for now, we're sticking with that web dynamic type system. Remember, Homebot is not an app. We are on your browser specifically. Someone opens email, opens in their browser. For those of you that didn't know as well, because we are opening in Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, we actually auto translate to Spanish now as well. So if you have a Spanish speaking or a native speaking homeowner or buyer, they can actually receive Homebot for the buyer experience or homeowner experience in Spanish as well now, which is pretty cool.
Sí, muy bien.
Yes, very, very good on that end. Oh, when is Zapier going to be able to be live? Excellent question. All right, guys, let me pop my email in here again. If you are a true Zapier user and you know how to leverage the system, reach out to me after this call, because if you're on Lender Pro or Real Estate Agent Pro, I can connect you with our Zapier expert and we can actually get you on that beta test right now. So please let me know.
Score. Love that. So what other questions do you guys have? My commitment up front for those of you who saw the post on Facebook was we were going to help real estate agents see where you could use this to leverage more listings, and loan officers where you could use it to leverage more relationships with real estate agents as well as find more buyers. I think that we delivered on that. What other questions do you have while you've got Grant here, who is obviously the expert on Homebot, or any other scripts you guys are thinking about? What else can we do for you in the last 5 minutes before Grant's got to go make some other loan officers and real estate agents lots of money with Homebot?
Dang, man, you really touted me hard. Can you discuss instant offer interest? Yes, we can. All right. Excellent question. So it wasn't as prevalent over the course of 2020, especially with, everything that happened with COVID, but there was a time, and there will be a time, and it will continue to be a thing, where instant offer is another thing that other companies like Open Door and maybe even the Z Word are using to steal clients over to them. So instant offer, that's a service that has a lot to deal with taking business away from you in somewhat of a sense. But of course, a lot of people don't recognize that when they offer up their home on instant offer, there's fees involved. There's things that are going to potentially reduce the value of their home as opposed to what they could get if they had a real estate agent. So what Homebot did is, this is our way to counter all of those companies that are offering instant offer. So if you're on Lender Pro or Real Estate Agent Pro and you want to connect this, what is going to happen is when your homeowner goes into their Homebot, they're actually going to have 2 options. When they look in here, they can either choose to ask you for a CMA request if they're thinking about potentially listing, Or when you turn on this feature, they're going to see another button that pops up that's called Instant Offer. But what's powerful about this Instant Offer button is we are turning the conversation over to you as the lender or real estate agent. The whole idea of Homebot is to stop you from getting Zillowed. Crap, I said it. Stop you from getting Quickened. It's to stop other services from taking your clients from you. And it's all about putting the ball in your court. So when a homeowner has a question about an instant offer, you can actually input a video right here telling them exactly what an instant offer is. And now you have an opportunity to take the conversation away from those other websites. Because when someone sees the instant offer button and they click get more info, that sends you a notification that someone's thinking about instant offers. And now you get to steer the conversation. The ball's in your court and you get to tell that homeowner, hey, this is what instant offer actually entails. Or, hey, I guess this might be a good option for you if you're okay with potentially losing some money on that or having some extra fees on. And ultimately, you are the wealth advisor. So this button is strictly to put that conversation back to you as the loan officer or real estate agent. And of course, keep them off Open Door and keep them off those other websites as well.
It just put you back in the driver's seat, right? Just where we started the conversation of why you're adding this to your repertoire to give the client value. Someone had a great question, said that the agent was on Homebot before you were. Correct me if I'm wrong, Grant, most states require an agent to be connected with a lender, but some states, because their MLS access comes a certain way, that the agent can be on there without having a lender partner. And so my thinking on that would be just call them up and just flat out, if they're on it, how are you enjoying Homebot? And, I got to be a little politically correct. If they're certainly working with another loan officer, we all know it. If you're a realtor, has your loan officer called you lately? Have you gotten less loan officers trying to hit you up for business this year? Yes. If you're a loan officer, be transparent. Have you actually been making those calls? And so I know that happens. In fact, I can tell you from my team's experience just this week, one of my team members asked an agent, are you using it? She said, no, I haven't, but I haven't been using it. And they said, well, this will be a great way for us to partner in 2021. And the agent said, well, I just like to be loyal, which I thought was great when I heard that story. And then the funny thing is she called the loan officer back about 10 minutes later and said, it's really funny. I just realized that loan officer no longer is sponsoring me. They switched companies and a new company's not using it, won't let them use it. And so, yes, we want to partner with your team. And so I think that you can just call someone, ask them. I would just be saying, hey, Grant, how do you like Homebot? And then I would be selling them on, if they say, well, I've already got a partner, then say, great, is your partner helping you follow up and convert leads? Because that's really the conversation, is what are they doing to help on the other side of it? And that's really where I would be pushing them, because what I tend to find when I talk to agents is they don't know that you as a lender are actually helping them on that side do conversions, that you're going to follow up with some of their clients, that you're going to look for when they get a buyer CMA request and make sure that they're doing it. And I think that's really where you have the opportunity to add more value maybe than they're getting from not having a lender partner, or more value than what they're currently getting.
That's spot on, Todd. Just to add on that too as well, and to answer another question that just popped up, what determines if agents can use Homebot without a lender? So we brought up a very important thing. Agents do have access to Homebot without a lender, but there's a major, major difference in what the agent is able to utilize. So when an agent is thinking about Homebot, they can sign up individually, or they can have a lender co-sponsoring them. They would still be paying the same price, $25 a month. But the big difference here, and why real estate agents typically don't go Homebot alone, is when a real estate agent signs up independently, they have zero access to Homebot for buyers. That is arguably the biggest differentiator. That is 50% of their database on average. So if a real estate agent is doing it by themselves, your big selling point here is, well, if you have me co-sponsoring you, not only am I going to help you with things like your activity feed and help you follow these leads or follow that trail, but you're going to have access to Homebot for buyers. You are going to unlock the 50% of the system you don't have access to right now. you're still going to be paying the same thing, and you've got a lender helping you out right now
Man,
too.
I should let you answer that question first. Yeah, that's the magic button right there. I think that also some realtors have told me, well, I already have MLS that I can send my buyers. And again, my argument is your buyers are also going online to those other companies. So why don't you give them one more way where you can add value, but that they can look for buyers so that when they do that, you can then put them into your private protected MLS thing if you want to. But the person who's going to sign up through here without calling you first is the same person who's going to sign up for some random website from one of those other companies that we've mentioned earlier.
That's spot on. And we got another good question here too as well, Todd. So best practices for sale by owners. So Todd, I'm going to have you be my guiding light here if I go off course, because I'm not a real estate agent or a mortgage lender by practice, but I have heard a few tips on this. So if you are someone that's tackling FSBOs, for example, a lot of times that for sale by owner is going to end up expiring, or they might take their home off the market. If you've got a list of FSBOs and you want to reach out to them about Homebot, this is a great opportunity to say, hey, your home's on the market right now, or hey, I saw you just took your home off the market. I was wondering if next go around you maybe wanted some help in how the market's doing, or if you wanted to maybe see other ways that you could potentially leverage your home. Someone may want to be unlocking equity or didn't realize they could unlock equity in their home. But the bottom line here is that you've got a share link. You have something that you can easily send to that person's email. You have something you can text that person. You have an easy value add tool to add to that person's repertoire. So if they did fail the first go around, or if they're still on the market as a FSBO, you've just got something that can show them all that value for their home. Or you've got something that you can pass along to them that says, hey, if you are thinking about doing this, you should know how the market is. Let me send you this, and you've got a free tool that engages them and helps them out. Now, keep in mind, once again, I'm not specifically in the market as a lender or real estate agent, but Todd, I'll have you you be the north-facing compass there.
I think you're spot on. It's a conversation piece, and that they listed by themselves because either they don't like you if you're a realtor, or they don't like realtors, or they just don't want to be bugged, right? And so it's just one more way of saying, hey, you know what? One other thing I would add to is, hey, if you're selling your house, they're probably going to buy a house, right? Hey, I've got this great tool. I know you don't want to be bugged by real estate agents since you did a FSBO. I've got this great tool where you can search markets where no one's going to be selling your data and no one will bug you. And then you'll be able to watch their buyer activity and then pitch them on pre-qualifying them if they are, going to be buying. Obviously, if you're a real estate agent, you can at least then you'll have built that rapport with them, and hopefully when they fail on their own, then you'll be the one that they call.
No, that's perfect
success
too.
stories you guys have. If anyone does that, that'd be great to hear.
Oh yeah, no, we're always in the market for hearing more about best practices there. And Todd, you brought up a good final point there too. So for everyone that hasn't been on Homebot yet, we don't sell your data to third parties, and your data is safe with you. Your real estate agent's data is safe with them. So no one has access to your database but you. And when someone does click one of these buttons, it truly does just go back to you. There's not going to be 5 or 10 people calling. This is just a one-on-one type of experience where if someone does have a question, it all goes back to you as their wealth advisor. That's really what we're getting after here. So I think with that, Todd, do you want to do the wrap up? I think we're about 5 minutes over now.
We are, and you guys all stayed on here. We only lost a couple of you. So that just tells me that it was valuable. Grant, you rock. Thank you so much for taking time to add value to both your community and our community. And I would just tell you, Todd at winByNoon.com. If you have questions for me, you got Grant at Homebot.ai. If you have questions for him, we're here to serve. And just know that use the discount code if you're going to sign up somebody new or sign up yourself. And I would love any comments or suggestions. Reach out to us. Let us know how we can do a better job of doing this. I'll make sure that we do one again sometime early next year. Grant, you rock. Have a happy holiday, everyone. We look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Yeah, you rock too, Todd. Appreciate the partnership with winByNoon as always. If you guys have questions, reach out to us. Happy holidays.